Hi, I'm Handheld, and have you ever heard of Jorts? He's most notable for making this video and many other videos in that same style, touching things like grass and fire as fast as possible in every Mario game. And some people have made even more of those styles of videos, but I can't seem to find someone who wants to touch trees. Why does nobody want to touch trees? They help us in the battle against climate change. I mean, just look at how many trees there are here in my country, Sweden. We don't want to chop them down, because guess what? We love trees. So I'm gonna give these woody plants justice by trying to touch them as fast as possible in every Mario game. And we're starting with the one that started it all. Donkey Kong. No, I'm just joking. We're starting with Super Mario Bros. Now you might think that there aren't any trees in this game, but to some surprise there are actually trees here. After we beat 1-1 and 1-2 and make sure to not go to the warp zone, we arrive at 1-3 where you can touch these things, which apparently according to the Mario wiki are called islands, but I mean, they look very similar to trees. In fact, if you Google Mario 1 trees, you get that exact level in Google Images. So I'll count this as a tree being touched. Say what you want. Next we have the Lost Levels. Pretty similar game to Mario 1. So of course you'd expect us to have to touch these islands in 1-3 as well. But no! We can actually take the secret exit at the beginning of 1-2. And would you look at that? We've stumbled upon some trees that are actually islands, but whatever. And now we're not counting trees that are in the background. Trust me, this is not the last time we'll see the background trees. Now we move on to the US version of Mario 2. Now besides these trees in the background as we mentioned earlier, there aren't actually any trees in this entire game. Just like these turnip platforms in 7-1, and that's about as close as we can get. It really feels like they are teasing me with having logs here as well. Sadly, there are no touchable trees in this game. Oh well. But what about Mario 3? Well, this game does have the island platforms from earlier. They don't really look like trees anymore, do they? They replaced the greenery with just wooden blocks. At that point, I don't think we can count them as trees. Other than that, there are no trees in this game. So this is yet another one that can't be done. Mario Land has the island platforms as well in 1-2, and these ones actually do look like trees. Kind of. So once you get to 1-2 and step on this platform, you've already succeeded in your quest to touch trees. Moving on to Mario World, we have yet another game where you can't touch trees. Despite this game having an entire forest, because well, we can't physically touch any of these trees in the levels, nor on the world map. So yeah. Next we have Mario Land 2, and some of you might already know where the tree we want to touch is located. Because in this game there's in fact an entire world that takes place in a tree. So all we have to do once we start the game is beat this first level, go left here, and boom. We've now touched this ginormous tree right here. Then we have Mario 64, and already from the intro cutscene you can see quite a lot of trees. So once we get control of Mario, we can just run over and simply grab that tree. Can even climb them in this game. Next up is Mario Sunshine. After watching this unskippable cutscene and getting control over Mario, we can run over to this part behind the plane and grab a palm tree. To be honest, I wasn't expecting to be touching one of these kinds of trees today, although I guess it makes sense since this is a beach themed Mario game. But still, in New Super Mario Bros. For the DS you'll find some trees, but none of them are touchable since they are all background trees. So this one is yet another one that is impossible to clear. Mario Galaxy is a game that also has unskippable cutscenes. And after we get control of Mario, we can just head down and... oh wait, there's another unskippable cutscene. Okay, but after that we can move on and collide with this not so pretty tree. But you know, it's still a tree and that's what matters. Now time for New Super Mario Bros. Wii. The only trees that are touchable in this game are palm trees that appear in World 2 and 4. So what we have to do is beat the entirety of World 1 and get to World 2-2 where we can touch the leaves of this palm tree. Bit of a long way to get there, but it is possible. How about Mario Galaxy 2 though? Well, here we have a similar situation to Mario Galaxy 1. Where you have to play through this intro, watch cutscenes, and finally be able to grab this tree outside Peach's castle. Not much more than that. In Mario 3D Land we'll have to watch another unskippable cutscene. But oh wait, would you look at that, there is literally a tree as the main focus in the cutscene. Unfortunately for us, Mario never touches the tree in the cutscene. So we'll have to move on to 1-1, where after a little stroll through the level there is a tree sitting right over here just for our enjoyment. New Super Mario Bros. 2 is up next. And well, if this challenge was to try to touch coins as fast as possible, this game would be very easy. But don't worry, unlike some 2D Mario games, this one actually has touchable trees. After you've beaten 1-1 and 1-2, we come to 1-3, which is where we want to be. That feels familiar. But what's funny is that immediately after starting the level, we can hit our head on these leaves of this tree above us, which is kind of a silly way to touch a tree, but okay. New Super Mario Bros. U is quite an interesting one, because it has yet another unskippable cutscene in the opening. Great! But what makes it interesting is that in the cutscene we get launched into a tree, which is actually great, we love that. Then we have Mario 3D World. This one is fairly easy as well. All we need to do is enter this level and run over to the belt trees, which don't seem like very realistic trees, but I mean, who's to say that we need to touch real trees? Mario Odyssey is pretty weird, honestly, because I was expecting to be touching a tree pretty early in this game, but nope-see-dope. We have to go through Cap Kingdom and Cascade Kingdom in order for us to get to Sand Kingdom, which is home to an oasis with palm trees that we can touch. It's kind of surprising how there's no trees in the entire Cascade Kingdom outside of these stumps, but as you know, we don't count them. In Bowser's Fury, we can just go to this cat tree and touch it after we've skipped the cutscene. Yeah, that's it, that's all we have to do. And lastly, we have Mario Wonder. And we can already touch a tree before we even get to the opening cutscene by jumping on this tree here. Bit of an anticlimactic way to end it off, but whatever. Finally, here's the list of Mario games where touching a tree was impossible to do. And here's the ones that were possible. It's a shame that there's so many ones where you couldn't touch trees, but at least it's possible in every single 3D Mario game, so that's something to be proud of. Before we wrap things up, I just want to tell you guys to check out my newly created Discord that's in the description of this video if you want to become an early member of the agent community. Anyways, up here is my channel, you can go subscribe, and I don't know what's to the right or to the left of me right now, but it's probably something fun you would like to watch. Thank you for watching, have a great rest of your day, and see you soon!